Hey guys, it's Mashaba, and today's video is going to be a review, swatch, tutorial, and wear test of the new collaboration with Tarte and Aspyn Ovard. Well, the packaging is really pretty, so that's why I got it. I never watched any single one of her videos. Don't be fooled. I'm gonna return this palette. You want to know why I'm not the biggest fan, why I'm returning this palette, and keep on watching until the end of the video. So before we get to putting random shit on our face, let's just take a moment to admire this beautiful packaging right here. Oh my god, this is so stunning. The flowers, you get the rose gold. It even comes with a huge mirror. So when you open this palette up, you get 9 different eyeshadow shades and you get 2 shades to put on the face. So it comes with 1 blush, 1 highlight. It comes with 5 matte shades and 4 shimmer shades. Here you can see that the metallic shades are really pigmented and really pretty and all the good shit you want. And the matte shades though, they're kind of patchy. They don't swatch the best. The blush is so buttery and so smooth. I already primed my eyes, I already did my face makeup, that's why I look like a naked mole rat. So the first shade I'm going into is High School Sweetheart. I can't relate, my love life is shit. I'm going into this to set the eyeshadow primer. It's pigmented, it blends really well, but I'm already experiencing fallout on the sides of my cheeks, so I'm a little concerned about that. Now I'm gonna go into the shade Tea Time and then just buff that into the crease. Tea Time doesn't have as much kickback as the last shade, but it's not that pigmented. It did take me a while to build that up. Next, I'm going into the shade Road Trip, and it kind of looks like a chocolatey, delicious shade. I don't know, I just want to eat shades like this, I know. And I'm gonna just buff this out into the outer corners and a little bit into the crease. This shade took a while to build up. It wasn't that pigmented. So next, I'm gonna go into Married Life, which is this white matte shade. This girl must really love her husband. Married Life, High School Sweetheart, like, I can't relate. I'm the most single person I know. Now I'm gonna go on a flat shader brush and go into some eyeshadow primer and just cut the crease, because the best way to really test out metallic shades and eyeshadows is to see if it can survive a cut crease, because cut creases are really intense and that's how you can really see the amount of fallout and how long it stays. So if your pussy hasn't been popping yet, then hold up, because now we're gonna go into metallics, and metallics is always everyone's favorite part. I have been waiting to use this shade ever since I got this palette. I'm gonna be going into the shade Brilliance and putting it towards the inner corners of the cut crease. This is so pretty. Holy shit, my pussy has been popped. This shade is so pretty. Now we're gonna go on top of that Brilliant shade. It's so beautiful. And we're gonna go into the shade Endless Summer, which is basically like a more golden-y version of that, and we're just gonna place that right next to it. This shade is really special. Endless Summer, this is so pigmented and it's so glittery. So this is the part I've been the most excited for. This is the golden shade. Golden shades are just always my favorite, and I'm gonna go into the shade Heart of Gold and basically just pop that in the middle of the eyeball. I'm not happy with this shade. I had high hopes for this because it looked so beautiful in the pan, but on my eyes it barely showed up the way I wanted it to, and it just, as you guys can see right here, this shade had a shit ton of kickback. It doesn't look that pigmented on the eyes. I don't really notice a difference. I'm gonna wet my brush with some setting spray so that gold can look more pigmented, because this is not happening. Setting spray didn't do much. It's a little bit more pigmented, but it's still not where I want it to be, and now my face looks like a mess. Next, I'm going into the shade Wanderlust, and this shade swatched beautifully, so I have high hopes for this one. This is a good shade. I like her. Pigmented, buttery, blendable. This is the last shade for the eyeshadows that I haven't used yet. I'm gonna go into Santorini Sands. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. So I'm gonna be putting this on the brow bone just to clean that shit up a bit, because I already went in with that white matte shade, but I want more pigmented shit. Off camera, I deepened the lower lash line using some of the darker shades, and we're basically done using the eyeshadow. I need to clean this fallout before I use the blush and the highlight, because it's a lot. Well, it already looks like I have a lot of highlight on, because that Heart of Gold shade really messed up my face makeup. I'm gonna have to redo this. Okay, so I just redid my contour and my powder, and this glitter is being really stubborn. This heart of gold is not going anywhere. I think I look a little less like shit. I did my eyeliner and mascara off camera. And first, I'm gonna be going into the blush. Well, the only blush made you blush. And I'm gonna put it on my brush. This looks really pigmented. And now I'm gonna go into the highlight Pure Soul. And I always use a damp beauty sponge for any highlight, so that's how I'm gonna be using it for this shit. The blush and the highlight went really well, so I'm happy about that. So right now, I just set my makeup. We're finally done with the eyeshadow and everything, and I'm ready to go out, get the fuck out. And right now, it's 3 o'clock, so I'll see you in a couple of hours. Hey guys, I'm back. It's the end of the day. I feel like shit right now, and I look like shit right now, so that's how you know it's time to do a check-in. Right now, it's 10 o'clock. I've had this shit on my face for 7 hours. I'm gonna zoom y'all in. Come closer. So the eye makeup definitely isn't as hot as before. The mattes are basically gone, but the shimmers are still there. They're still popping, but it definitely faded away. But the lower lash line is basically non-existent. Like, it's like she was never there. As for the face, the blush, and the highlight, I'm breaking out, to which is really amazing. Like, who doesn't love that? The blush definitely lasted long. And the highlight is still kind of there, but it's not really there anymore. Like, I don't really see like the shimmer. Overall, I'd say this lasted for a pretty good amount of time. It's not the most long wearing eyeshadows I've ever used in my entire life, but like, I'd say it did a pretty good job. So overall, for my final thoughts, I'd say that the mattes are okay, but some of them are kind of patchy and not that pigmented, so I don't really like the mattes as much as I wanted to like it. The metallics, some of them are bomb as fuck. The highlight shade, the highlight metallic, and the slightly gold shimmery metallic are just amazing. But Heart Gold just really killed it for me. I don't like that one at all. That is what really just lowered my impression of that palette. It was just chunky, it got everywhere. It was just, even when you moved out the fallout and shit, it just made everything worse. The eyeshadows are just not phenomenal. In terms of the blush and the highlight, I feel like the highlight could have lasted a little bit better. I didn't really see the actual highlight itself, but the blush lasted really well and it looks so pretty. Overall, I give this palette a B-. Really raised the score for me, just the packaging. It's beautiful, but the formula itself is just, it's not phenomenal or anything life-changing. I don't think it's worth the money. I don't think it's worth $40. Like, you're mostly paying for the name and the packaging and the collaboration. I just don't think it's really worth the money, especially when I have the Jaclyn Hill palette. The shades in here, they have really similar shades to the Aspyn collaboration, like really similar. This area right here and this area right here, and you get way more shades and you pay less money, and the shades are better. When you look at the actual swatches between the palettes, just comparing the Jaclyn Hill palette, it's way more pigmented and buttery and more opaque, and I had to put in less effort. When I have this palette, my standards are just way too high at this point. I'm gonna return this palette. I just don't think it's worth it. I put it back in the original box and I have the receipt right here. I mean, because this palette is in such high demand, hopefully it goes to someone who really cares about Aspyn and actually loves this shit, unlike me. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's just my honest opinion. I always keep it real as fuck. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.